My dad was just of that generation where it's just like, he was Clint Eastwood, less is more. Simple grunts is how he communicated.
Ryan Reynolds is out as Deadpool. The news has just broken, sending a seismic shockwave throughout the entertainment world. After weeks of swirling controversy, mounting public pressure, and a seemingly endless stream of damaging allegations, Marvel Studios has reportedly made the drastic and almost unthinkable decision to officially fire Ryan Reynolds from his iconic and career-defining role as Deadpool, effectively slamming the door shut on his highly anticipated future in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and leaving the fate of the entire Deadpool franchise hanging precariously in the balance. This isn't just another fleeting career setback for a Hollywood star. It's a Hollywood earthquake of unprecedented proportions, a potentially career-ending blow that has sent shockwaves rippling through the industry, captivated the world, and left countless fans reeling in disbelief, struggling to process the gravity of what has just occurred. But what specific chain of events, what confluence of factors, and what series of ultimately irreversible actions led to this stunning decision? What pushed Marvel to their breaking point? And what does this all ultimately mean for the future of Deadpool, the MCU, and the very landscape of Hollywood as we know it?
We always tease each other. He was, after I gave birth, he was like, oh my gosh, if I lost you and I, went to the park with our 3 kids, I mean, think of the ladies I could. This is a horrible thing to say. And he's like, I mean, I've got a long list. And I was like, oh, really? Because I just have one on my list. I didn't have anyone on my list.
And then it wasn't funny anymore.
No, it's so much more of a burn. He's like, wait, who? And I was like, think of someone. Bob Newhart, I don't know.
The precise details surrounding Marvel Studios' bombshell decision remain shrouded in a thick veil of corporate secrecy, with the famously tight-lipped studio offering only a brief and carefully worded statement that reveals almost nothing, or perhaps, even more tellingly, opting for complete and utter radio silence, refusing to address the situation directly, and leaving the ever-eager media to fill in the blanks, connect the dots, and wildly speculate about the true and underlying reasons behind Reynolds' sudden and highly controversial dismissal. Was it the cumulative effect of the increasingly troubling T.J. Miller accusations, the resurfacing of the long-simmering Blake Lively-Justin Baldoni controversy, and the ever-present threat of further damaging revelations waiting to emerge from the shadows, creating a perfect storm of negative publicity that Marvel simply couldn't afford to weather? Or was there a single, specific, and particularly egregious incident, a smoking gun revelation, that ultimately forced Marvel's hand, pushed them beyond their breaking point, and compelled them to make the agonizing decision to sever ties with Reynolds, regardless of the potential financial repercussions or the potential backlash from devoted fans, in a desperate attempt to protect their carefully cultivated brand, preserve their family-friendly image, and uphold their long-standing commitment to ethical conduct? The video that has ignited this latest firestorm and thrust the Ryan Reynolds scandal back into the spotlight with renewed intensity reportedly points the finger squarely and unequivocally at Blake Lively, suggesting that her alleged lies, her calculated manipulations, and her increasingly erratic behavior were the ultimate and previously unrevealed tipping point, the final straw that broke the camel's back and pushed Marvel executives to the brink, leaving them with no other choice but to make the extraordinarily difficult and potentially damaging decision to sever ties with Reynolds, sacrificing one of their biggest and most profitable stars in order to protect their own reputation and maintain their family-friendly image. But what specific falsehoods did Blake Lively allegedly perpetuate that proved to be so damaging? What specific actions did she take, or was she reported to have taken, that crossed the line and violated Marvel's code of conduct? And what specific instances of alleged manipulation were brought to light that ultimately sealed Reynolds' fate and convinced Marvel that they could no longer be associated with him or his wife? What has she lied about, and what were the consequences?
But I was just tracking him down, and then I finally got to read the script, and the script was a thriller. So that was a little confusing to me because he's such a funny director. Yeah. And so I said, what is this? Because the script is definitely a twisting, turning, intense thriller. Is it a comedy or a thriller? And he said, yes. So then every day on set, I was like, is today a comedy or is it a thriller?
It's a good mix
And
of
it's
both.
like, yeah, it's like really kind of over the top and campy and trashy and fun and like, kind of like my outfit, I guess.
So how did Ryan Reynolds, the once untouchable star who seemed destined to bring his unique brand of meta humor, irreverent wit, and boundary-pushing comedic sensibilities to the hallowed halls of the MCU, react to this devastating and potentially career-ending blow? The sudden and completely unexpected loss of a role that he had not only poured his heart and soul into for over a decade, but that also promised to elevate his already soaring career to even greater and more unprecedented heights. Did he respond with a graceful, humble, and carefully crafted public statement, expressing his deep disappointment at Marvel's decision, acknowledging the severity of the situation, and ultimately accepting the studio's decision with dignity, grace, and a profound respect for their values and their long-term vision? Or did he lash out in anger, bitterness, and frustration, publicly denouncing the studio, vehemently denying the allegations leveled against him, and accusing Marvel of succumbing to the pressures of cancel culture and unfairly punishing him for the actions of others, actions over which he had no control? Did he reach out privately to Marvel executives, pleading his case, offering assurances, and desperately attempting to salvage the situation? Or did he simply retreat into silence, choosing to lick his wounds in private and quietly plan his next move? Only those within his inner circle know the truth. With Ryan Reynolds now officially and irrevocably out of the picture, the most pressing question on everyone's mind, from anxious studio executives to heartbroken fans across the globe, is this: who, if anyone, will be deemed worthy and capable enough to step into the iconic red suit, pick up the katanas of the Merc with a mouth, and attempt to carry on the legacy of Deadpool in the MCU? The internet is already ablaze with fervent speculation and impassioned debate, with fans eagerly throwing out their own wish lists, passionately championing their favorite candidates, and dissecting the qualifications of every potential contender. Will Marvel, ever mindful of their carefully cultivated image and their long-standing commitment to inclusivity, opt for a relatively unknown and diverse actor, providing a fresh face with a unique perspective the chance to break into the big leagues, make the role their own, and introduce a new generation of fans to the zany and irreverent world of Deadpool? Or will they instead play it safe, hedging their bets and opting for a more established and recognizable star, someone with proven comedic chops, a built-in fan base, and the undeniable ability to draw a massive audience to theaters, regardless of the potential for alienating hardcore fans who have long associated the role solely with Ryan Reynolds? The possibilities are seemingly endless, and the studio's ultimate decision will undoubtedly have a seismic and lasting impact on the future of the Deadpool franchise and the broader landscape of superhero cinema. People will have different opinions.
It's a bit of a tough adjustment in our house, but it's good. I mean, I have two other daughters, so my oldest is very into the baby, but my middle child, not so much. But we're thinking of keeping her.
Does she like play with her? What does she think?
Well, she sort of like pretends to play with her. So like in the beginning, our oldest is like loving on her, and she's like very maternal, and then our middle daughter is just keeps away from her.
And what ultimately will become of the highly anticipated Deadpool 3 a film that has long been heralded as a game-changing event, a bold and unprecedented attempt to seamlessly merge the R-rated irreverence of the Deadpool universe with the family-friendly and carefully curated world of the Marvel Cinematic Universe? With Ryan Reynolds now officially and irrevocably out of the picture, the future of the project, once a seemingly guaranteed box office juggernaut, now hangs precariously in the balance, shrouded in uncertainty, and plagued by questions that have no easy answers. Will Marvel, ever pragmatic and ever mindful of their bottom line, decide to forge bravely ahead with Deadpool 3 recasting the iconic lead role and attempting to seamlessly integrate a new actor into the already established storyline, hoping that audiences will embrace the new face of the Merc with a mouth and allow the franchise to continue its unprecedented success? Will they opt for a complete and total creative reboot, scrapping the existing storyline, wiping the slate clean, and reimagining the character from the ground up, potentially alienating longtime fans in the process and risking the ire of the dedicated fan base who have long championed Reynolds' portrayal of the character? Or will they, as some have whispered, simply decide to shelve the project altogether, deeming it too risky, too problematic, and ultimately too challenging to continue without the actor who has become inextricably linked to the role in the minds of millions around the world, effectively consigning the Deadpool franchise to a premature and ultimately tragic end? Is this truly what it will be? The Ryan Reynolds scandal, culminating in his shocking and highly publicized firing from Marvel, serves as a stark and deeply unsettling wake-up call for the entire entertainment industry, a piercing spotlight that has illuminated the inherent fragility of fame, the immense power of public perception, and the often brutal and unforgiving realities of Hollywood's image-obsessed culture.
The idea that people think that they know you, I think because of how intrusive media is these days, there's people care so much more about your personal life than they do your work, and if you aren't open with your personal life, then they just make it up for you and share it for you.
The entire industry is watching, and the power dynamic will never be the same. In a world where carefully constructed personas can be shattered in an instant, where years of hard work and unwavering dedication can be undone by a single misstep, and where the relentless pursuit of success can often come at the cost of one's own integrity and well-being, this entire saga is a chilling reminder that even the most beloved and seemingly untouchable figures can be brought down by a carefully orchestrated campaign. One must be careful to watch what happens behind the scenes.
I mean, honestly, the way that I get into a character is through their style. So it was more about who Lily is that was so fascinating to me, is that she's a walking, talking contradiction, yet it's perfectly harmonious for her.
How will Reynolds rebuild? And what kind of legacy will he leave? The world waits. But one thing is for sure, the entertainment world can be a rough place for everyone involved. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe.